Hey, hello there guys, Proxense here, and welcome back to another Yokai Watch 4 video on the channel. So today we're going to be taking a look at a relatively recently released image of the box art for Yokai Watch 4. So this box art was pictured on the official Yokai Watch 4 website, and it was next to a little bit of information for Inazuma 11 Aries and also a bunch of other level 5 information. So if you're interested in seeing where I got this image from, please check out the link down below. Anyways, before we do begin, I'd like to mention that this box art is relatively low resolution, so whenever I'm going to be talking about a certain part of it, I'll just put up some images of the yokai that are within that part, so then it looks a little bit better. And speaking of parts, the box art itself is divided into 3 different sections. Each of these 3 different sections have 4 yokai within them. So let's get started by talking about the section at the very top, and this section is the shadowside section. So within this part of it, we have 4 different yokai, and each of them are from the shadowside anime. So at the top we have Michi, which is the light side version of Slimamander, and this is a yokai that was introduced in the shadowside anime. Next to him we have Jibanyan in his shadowside form, and similar to all of the yokai here, they are designed differently from what they were like originally, and they have a little bit of a darker design to them, and in their shadowside form they're even darker, and also they look more powerful since that's part of the shadowside aspect of them. So next to Jibanyan shadowside we have Komasan in his light side form. So in this case you can tell that Komasan is a bit different from what he looked like originally, but again, it's part of the whole appeal of the shadowside anime. And next to Komasan we have Junior, which is another yokai that was introduced in the shadowside anime. So that is all for the 4 yokai that are within the shadowside section. So let's get a move on to the next section, which I personally categorized as the original section. So in this area we have 4 yokai, the main one being Jibanyan, and then to the left of Jibanyan we have a QB, and then to the right of Jibanyan you can see Whisper and Komasan. So all of the yokai here are designed as we've seen them before in their regular original forms, not the shadowside form, and also not adjusted beyond that. So this is the centerpiece of the box, most likely to introduce people by saying, hey, this is Yokai Watch, you know, you've seen these yokai before, but there's going to be some changes when it comes to design and also when it comes to the game in general. And one thing to keep in mind is that in the game itself, you'll actually be able to encounter yokai in all of their different forms. So you'll be able to encounter Jibanyan in his normal form as well as his shadowside form. So that is it for this section of the box, and now we can get a move on to the final section of the box, which is the movie 5 section of the box. So the 5th Yokai Watch movie is actually Yokai Watch Forever Friends, and that was released relatively recently in Japan. So the 4 yokai we see here are all yokai that were introduced within the movie, and they're all yokai that are going to have their first game debut in Yokai Watch 4, if you're not considering Puni Puni, because I do believe some of them were actually introduced in Puni Puni already. So to get started, the main yokai that you see here is Nekomata, and this is the protagonist yokai from the 5th movie. Then right below him to the bottom left you can see Kappa in his salaryman form, which is another thing that was introduced in the 5th movie. And then right above both of them in the left we can see Susan, and that is another protagonist yokai from the 5th movie. And then to the right of all 3 of them we can see Zashiki Warashi, which is one of the major yokai within the 5th movie. So as you can tell, this section has a bunch of yokai that a lot of people probably haven't seen yet, since the 5th movie is something that you can only see if you had seen it in Japan within the past maybe 2 or 3 weeks, since I do believe it was released on December 14th. So these are going to be some yokai that when people get into the game, it's probably going to be their first time seeing them, unless they saw it in Puni Puni or some other way, maybe on the internet or something. So that's basically all there is to see on this box art, and of course there is a background to all of this, but I'm not really too sure what this background is exemplifying, since there are some form of structures back there and there is a blue sparkly aesthetic behind there, but I'm not too sure how this is going to relate to what's in the game. It's probably something that we'll have to see once a higher resolution of the box art comes out, or maybe we'll just have to wait and see until the game is out. So that's going to be it for this video. I do hope you all enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. And of course, if more Yokai Watch 4 images, screenshots, or news comes out, I'll make sure to make a video on that. And well, as always, I'll see you all next time. Bye everybody.